So this is my pride and joy. How do I keep my plants alive if I travel so much? We're gonna get these back to the apartment now. If you're a commitment phobe like I am, you can change your pot all the time. Hi guys and welcome back. If you are new around here, my name's Yvette. I moved to England about 3 months ago. I put up a video of my furnished house tour and in that video I got some comments about all the different plants I've got around the apartment, and my plant journey has been a learning experience.
Tumultuous.
Tumultuous. When I was in Australia, I tried to be a plant mum and they constantly died. One of the best parts of being in England is that the weather isn't as extreme, so my plants don't die within 2 minutes of being near a window. So I've actually managed to have some plants in my apartment that have stayed alive for 3 straight months, which is an absolute record for me. So I thought in this video I'm gonna talk you through which ones I've got in the apartment so that you know which ones are good apartment plants, and then also where I get them and then how I decide. We'll start with the hardest to kill plant. So it was my first one. So the oldest plant I have is it's a type of rubber plant. It's a fiddle fig. I have gone traveling with this and I only water it like once a week, if that. You can do more or less. I just kind of chuck glass of water in when I think of it. It's very, very low maintenance. I will say that when I'm traveling, I will drench it. So I take the plant into my shower, turn the shower on, completely saturate the plant so that it has lots of water while I'm away for about a week or so. And then I'm back and yeah, it's never so much just drooped. It almost looks fake, but I swear it's not. I like it. It adds a lot of greenery to the corner, and yeah, it's a bit of a bigger plant. I like the big leaves of that one. So this is my pride and joy. I know I probably should have saved best for last, but this is my favorite. It's an ivy, clearly. I've tried to grow ivies in the past at home and they've always died. Either too much sunlight, not enough water, or the air conditioning in our home killed it because it was too dry. But I bought this one. It was £10 from the Columbia Flower Market. And I bought this about 2 months ago and it's still going. And I think I bought it when it was maybe this long. Like, that's how much it's grown in like 2 months. Like, that's absurd. For context, I would have bought one of these for $25 in Australia, which would have been £18. And it would have been this long, and it was £18. And the whole thing for 10, and it's so long. I love it so much. I can't wait to grow it out. And then I've decided that if I buy a house, I'm gonna plant it in the garden and then like weave it up through the terrace, because by then it'll be very, very massive, because it'll be many years away because the housing market sucks. But think of how nice my house will look with this lovely ivy growing on it. So something we've also tried a lot in Australia that never worked was having our own herb garden, because we like to cook a lot. We cook a lot of healthy vegan food, which the more organic the better. So what's more organic than your own herb garden? I did put this in my house tour video, which is my Harry Potter planter box, which says potions first years, which is my favorite thing. And I have some parsley, some basil and some coriander. My coriander isn't technically planted in it, so that's why it's looking a bit sad. Don't make that a reflection of me. Make that more of a reflection of my lack of spatial awareness, because I thought it would fit in the planter. And my basil is actually going really well. I've just been using it a lot, so it's actually like been plucked a fair bit. So, and obviously the parsley's going very well. All again from Columbia Flower Market. These were £10 for this for 3. So I'm very happy with that. That, if you can get more than 3 uses out of, is cheaper than buying them from the store, even if it dies. So very much worth it and cheaper than buying them from the store, and less plastic as well. So it's good having my little herb box right here next to the kitchen. Adds some greenery and makes it really quick access when you're cooking. So my newest addition and my most exciting, mostly because of the planter box, and also because I can eat them. So for this dining table, obviously it's quite small, but I did want to add something to it to make it look a bit nicer. And I did have a camellia, I think it was. So for this dining table, I wanted to add a little bit of color to it because it's right near the window. We have a lot of greenery outside our window, and just a pop of color would have been nice, since I haven't got any flowers in the apartment, mostly just plants. So I actually had a camellia here, which did pass away because we went traveling, and they require a lot of love, which unfortunately when you're traveling is hard to maintain. So I have swapped it out for a lavender, which is easy to keep alive. So Lavender is really great because it starts to droop when it needs some water, so I know I need to water this one soon. And it's good in the window because it gets enough sunlight, but not too much because it doesn't get too hot in London. And it does have those like little pops of colour of the purple there as well. Where else to end the tour but in the bathroom? My newest addition was this orchid which I got a few weeks ago, and I wanted to get an orchid because I liked the idea of a bit of flowers in the bathroom because it can bring a lot of like nice vibes to the bathroom because it's not necessarily the place you want to hang out. And it's been going pretty well. I have killed orchids before, so this one is fighting the odds. And I like this one because it was quite tall, it's flowering. As you can see, you can always tell by the leaves how well it's doing. I haven't replanted it because, to be honest, I'm too scared. I might get a pot and put it in just in case inside the pot as well, but then drainage is an issue. I don't know, I'm worried about it because I don't want to repot it because I'm worried I'll kill it. But for now he's doing healthy, so I'm not going to change anything just yet, but I'll monitor it, and if it starts to look a little less healthy, we'll adjust our strategy and I might repot him. Orchid I got from Columbia Flower Market for £4, which is very affordable. Orchids in Australia are about $45 from a grocery store. So this quality for that price is amazing. So I'm very happy with that. I like him because he's quite tall in quite a tall space, so he's doing well. So one of the questions I got a lot after I posted my tour was that how do I keep my plants alive if I travel so much, which is a very fair question because it has always been the thing that killed my plants before. Now, because I'm in London, I don't go away for such huge stretches. I don't really go away for more than a week at all. So the best way to keep them alive is I found these plant watering orbs. So I have a few of these, and then what I do is you fill it with water and then you stab it into the plant. Depending on the size of the plant is how many orbs I put in. So for this one I would do one because it's small, but for the ivy I would do 2 of them. But for the rubber plant, because he's quite durable, I just kind of douse him in water and he is fine, he doesn't really need an orb. And these were, I think, £4 off Amazon for like 4 of these. So it's really all you need, and you can get prettier ones than this. I just wanted to see if they worked first, which they do. They kept all my plants alive. So you can use them if you're not traveling. I just think they are a bit distracting if you have that hanging out in your house. If you're traveling, they are amazing. The other question that I get is like, how do you deal with drainage with plants? Because that was something I was confused with for a long time for internal plants. So what I've done, looking at the lavender for example, drainage is essentially you don't want the bottom of the roots to stay in moisture because they'll start to rot and then they die. Normally you would get a pot with a tray underneath, which I find really hard to find, or you have to find a pot that has a hole in the bottom, and then sometimes they don't have trays, and then I don't know how you water those, to be honest. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know the strategy. So what I do is I buy the plant, I keep it in its box and it has holes in it, and then basically the pot I put it in is what I use it for drainage essentially. So I'll douse this plant in water and it'll drain through the plastic container it was in, and then pull at the bottom of the pot, but keeps the place nice and clean and doesn't leak anywhere, which was my main issue before, was staining the floor from leakage. So not unpotting them. Also, if you're a commitment phobe like I am, you can change your pot all the time. You don't have to worry about like repotting it and killing it, as you saw from me panicking about the last pot with the ivy. This one you can just, if you get sick of this pot or something happens to it, you just put in a new one. No big deal. So yeah, and it saves on potting mix and all sorts, so it makes plant life when you're in an apartment a lot easier. That is so far my plant collection. However, once I have 7 plants. However, in the bedroom, I have no plants, and that's not fair. Our bedside tables are quite bare. The bedside tables are quite bare, and instead of buying lamps that I know I won't use, I'm gonna go buy some succulents from the Columbia Road Flower Market, and we're gonna do that today, so I thought I could take you along with me, and then you can see exactly how I buy plants for my house. So I'm gonna get my stuff together and then we'll head out, so let's go. So we've made it to the Columbia Road Flower Market. We are in East London, near Hackney and Shoreditch area. So there's this main street, Columbia Road, that every Sunday from 11 till I think 2 or 3 o'clock sells flowers. It's all very, very cheap, but very hectic. But you can get some really good deals here. So the goal is to find 2 succulents for our bedside tables to light the room up. Let's go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cash up, card, bitches! Come on, cash up, card!
Got 'em. Success! I got 2 succulents and we managed to find ones that had pots already, and they were doing that thing that I discussed earlier where it's a pot inside a pot. I don't have to worry about drainage or replanting them, so it's great. These will match the bedroom. I almost bought the purple ones because I thought it would match the theme, but I thought green would add a bit more colour to the roof, which is the whole point of this whole thing, so I stuck with green. These were £6 each. It would normally be £6 just for the pot, so this is a great bargain. I love this one. It's also great to walk around and seeing all the flowers and all of the people selling their stuff. It's always really funny. However, the crowds are not funny. They're not joking around, but we're gonna get things back to the apartment now. So we're back at the apartment and we have our 2 succulent plants. I know I was saying this at the market, but it is very hectic there. I'm so happy it came with pots because I really didn't want to have to find pots because that is a pain. And they already match our apartment because it's grey, which our apartment is like blue, gold, navy blue, and grey. So I almost split our colours. So I'm gonna place them in the bedside tables now. As you can see, our bedside tables are very bare. And I don't want to buy a lamp because a lamp is we're just not gonna use it, it's a waste of money. But plants are pretty add life and cheaper. So we'll add one there, and we'll add one to Daniel's side. Ta-da! I think that looks way better. So hopefully this video has answered all your questions about where I get my plants, what plants that are suitable for an apartment life, how not to kill them when you're traveling. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments below if you know anywhere that it's good to get pots, because that is the one area I could definitely benefit from. And remember to hit subscribe so I can see you next time, tell you what else I'm up to in my London life. But yes, bye.